Hello kitties, welcome once again to yet another episode of Jammin' Dude's Neighborhood. My co-host. Welcome. I'm here to talk to you about some more prog rock. First of all, I want to start out by thanking James from Tesseract. I was able to hang out at Soundcheck last night at the Chop Suey. I wasn't able to stay for the show. Such is the life of an old fart with a full-time job. I have to wake up at 5 a.m. But thank you to everybody from Tesseract. I was able to pick up a t-shirt and get my CD signed by everybody, so that was really cool. It came up in conversation, though, that I was actually talking to James about some of the newer bands that I'm into. And one of those bands is a band from Sweden called The Great Discord. Kind of a prog, melodic, death metal, little bit of death metal, but man, I don't know. There's a great range of influences. And the album is called Duende. I hope I got that right. I could butcher a ton of names on this because they're like all in different languages and stuff. I don't know how to... stupid American, I only speak one language. Not that... I'd love to speak other languages. I haven't had the time. But there's some amazing range of influences on here. One of my favorites is Eigengrau, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, track 3. And I'm going to include a link for that too. But I'm actually picking up like ranges of almost electronica and some good time shifting that you would get from a lot of melodic death metal kind of bands. But I was especially moved by the performance of the front woman. And you'll see why I hesitate for a moment. Her name is, if I don't butcher this, her name is Fia Kempe. And her image is really almost reminiscent of Peter Gabriel from the 70s when he was with Genesis. And what I really like about her performance as a front person is she really removes gender completely from the performance. And you never realize just how distracting that can be sometimes. It's really an amazing concept when you think about it, because we're almost numb to the fact that we have all these female performers, and they're usually doing one of two things. They're either playing up their image or they're playing down their image. So you either have, and there's nothing wrong with either one. I want to point that out. I mean, I am one of these people that doesn't find any fault in any of this. What you present as part of your performance, that is what your performance is. And so therefore, if you have female artist A, she's extremely talented, but she's also... part of her image is this shtick, and it could be pushing up this or pushing down that or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's part of the image, and that's okay, because no one else quite has that image that that person has. It's as individual as a fingerprint. On the other side of things, but generally speaking, it falls into one of a couple of categories. They're either trying to heighten their femininity, as it were, and they're really exuding pheromones, as you know, as the classic case goes, or they're trying to offset those artists by doing the extreme opposite. They're playing it way down. They're almost trying to go to the other extreme. So you're looking at it and you're either thinking that's a female lead singer, or you're looking at it and going, that's a female lead singer that's really trying to not be a female lead singer. Fia is amazing in just removing the image altogether so that you are completely riveted by the performance. You are looking at a performer, and it's amazing how much more focused you can get on the emotion of the performance when image is completely removed from the situation. And it's not that there's no image whatsoever, but I think that she has captured something that is so neutral in the visual presentation, as it were. I don't want to say that either. I am spouting off the cuff here, so bear with me because I don't want to be held to any of this. But I think you guys know what I'm going for, and I hope FIA does too, and I applaud it. It's amazing. I had actually hoped that I could get FIA on for a interview, but interviews cross-country are very difficult for me. I'm small-time operation. I looked into a couple of things. I traded a couple of emails with the band. They were up for it, but I just don't at this time have the method by which to record a video interview. So I want to say I want my apologies to the band for not being able to set up the interview that we had talked about, but I wanted to say that I really do love this album. If you really like melodic death metal and you want to listen to a completely original, in my opinion, performer in the front person Fia Kempe, please pick up this album from the Great Discord, and again it's called Duende, and I will include a link for my personal favorite track, Eigengrau. And again, I hope I didn't butcher any of these names, but love the album. It may or may not be your thing. I've certainly been digging it, so I hope you guys too. And I hope that the band gets a chance to come to the Northwest, because if you guys are ever in the Pacific Northwest, I would love a personal interview with Fia and the band. So you guys have a great evening, and again, thank you for joining me on Jammin' Dude's Neighborhood. Oh, and one more thing, Odd Logic. If you're in the local Seattle area, Odd Logic has their first real live gig coming up on Black Friday. So be on the watch for it, and I will be in attendance, and I encourage all of you to do so as well. See you next time.